He said Nigerian families will never be together again, not because they don't want to be, but because they simply can never be together again. And the question would be, why? Or what are you talking about? He says, and I read, the firstborn is in Canada, the secondborn is in Dubai, the thirdborn is in Australia, the fourthborn is in New York, and the lastborn is in the UK. Parents are in Nigeria, making trips once in a while to go see them in their various different countries. They are all getting married and having children who will never really meet or know each other. Their best shot is group video calls, which will almost never happen because there is no convenient regular time that works for everyone due to the different global time zones. They've all had to travel because Nigeria failed them and they needed to leave to another country where they can have a shot of life and their children won't suffer what they went through. This is the high price of Japa that you can never put a financial value on that very few people talk about. The destruction of families and the tearing of siblings apart. This is the silent evil that the incompetent, useless, God-forsaken, cursed Nigerian government and its lunatic leaders has done to many Nigerians' family over the last 10 years especially. One day, we will realize the extent of the damage and the destruction that these unfortunate twins, the drawer buffoon and his best pass, the rugby G, slow spoke, have done to millions of Nigerian families. Japa is a journey that is Japa is a journey that is worth it, without a doubt, and I will always recommend it because it is far better for you to make that journey for your own good and for the sake of your children rather than stay in a country where its cursed demonic leaders are vowed to destroy the lives of everyone, especially the young people's lives. So the old truth is simply letting you know that Japa is a journey that is always worth it without a doubt, but it is also a journey that comes with a lot of pain and a high price. So before you engage on it, consider the price and the cost implication. Roots chapter number 1. Give me Roots chapter number 1. Did you follow the write-up? Did you follow the write-up as I read to us? What did you hear from what I read? Sorry? The consequence of Japa on our country and the family disintegration and sibling separation that is causing. This is real. This is true. We are a country that values family. And one of the things that made us unique and distinct is the family value that we had. When I was in South Africa with my wife, the only reason I considered going to South Africa was the fact that, and I said it publicly, and I said it then, They had no family value at all. And I felt this is inherent in us. This is so natural with us. Nobody cares about anybody, you know. 16, 15-year-old girls will get pregnant, deliver their baby and just drop it with the mother and they are gone. And that became a burden, and we began to discuss about the possibility of coming there to see how we can help, because it was a very natural thing for us. We value family. And I remember discussing with some of the people that were there that, if only we can just, have some years to sit down with them and just teach them our family values, that would be okay with me. One thing I noticed when we were there was like everybody was worried. Why is this man? After 2 weeks, I was ready to come back home. And he's like, why are you in a hurry? Where are you going? Going home. Right now, statistics shows that 75% of those who left the shore of this nation in the last 3 decades, 75%, those who left as couple are no longer married. Many of them have become single mothers in UK as I'm speaking to you. 75% is alarming. That statistic is terrifying and worrisome. Is somebody listening to me this morning? And there's nobody will hear that statistics as a pastor that will not be worried. There's 75% of your people that are married and have gone abroad, for one reason or the other, are no longer, they can't even stay married. Last night, I was talking about this yesterday at the retreat. Last night, a video was posted on the ISI platform, and a lady was literally slapping and hitting her husband on the bed, and somebody else was videoing it, and the guy could not do anything. And I began to read all the comments that if he dare leave his hand upon that woman just once, that might be the road home. Imagine I wake up in the morning and my wife is waking me up with slaps. Papa, 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 papa. And I can't do anything because I want to stay. What did you say? I just hold her hand. She kicks me. Ruth chapter number 1. When I read that article, believe me, I was very, very, very worried. Okay, are you there in the book of Ruth? Okay, thank you. Now it came to pass in the days when the judges ruled that there was a famine in the land. Oh Lord my God. Some things are popping up this morning as I just read that. The first sentence there says, now it came to pass in the days when judges ruled. If you want to understand what is going on here, we need to back up the book before now. And what book is that? The book of what? Judges. So go to Judges. Let's go to Judges. Give me the last 4 verses of the book of Judges. Give me from verse, is that the last verse? Give me from verse number 20. Therefore they commanded children of Benjamin, saying, go and lie in wait in the vineyard. Verse 22. And sing, and behold, if the daughters of Sheol come out to dance in dances, then come ye out of the vineyard, and catch you every one his wife of the daughters of Shiloh, and go to the land of Benjamin. And it shall be, when their fathers and their brethren come unto us to complain, that we will say unto them, be favorable unto them for our sakes, because we reserve not to each man his wife in the war, and for ye did not give unto them at this time, that you should be guilty. I will explain the nonsense to you. Don't worry. Just let's keep reading. And the children of Benjamin did so, and took them wives according to their number of them that danced. Where did they choose wives from? From the club. Of them that danced, whom they caught, and they went and returned unto their inheritance, and repaired the cities, and dwelt in them. And the children of Israel departed thence at that time, every man to his tribe and to his family, and they went out from thence, every man to his inheritance. And in those days, there was no king in Israel. So what happened? Read with me. Verse 25. Start from the beginning. In those days, there was no king in Israel. So every man did that which is right in his own words. What day was Elimelech living in? The days of the judges, where there was no king. So everybody did what was what? Everybody did what was right. Did you see how they were married? From the club. So the wife that you marry in the club is not part of my notes, actually. You know, as I just reading that just popped up. So that was the atmosphere, the prevailing spirit of the day that led to what we are reading in the book of Ruth. So go back to Ruth chapter number 1, which is the next verse. So let's get to it continues. Now it came to pass in the days when the judges ruled that there was a famine in the land, and a certain man of Bethlehem, Judah, a certain man of where? Bethlehem, Judah, went to sojourn in the country of Moab, he and his wife and his 2 sons. Let me read down to verse 12 so that I can, do justice to as much as what we can do justice to. And the name of the man was what? Elimelech. And the name of his wife was Naomi. And the name of his 2 sons were Mahlon and Chilion, Ephrathite of Bethlehem, Judah. It's like saying a Hebrew of Hebrew. This is a Torah breed. Ephrathite. Not a mixture. Ephrathite of Bethlehem, Judah. And they came into the country of Moab and continued there. One translation says, and they, give me King James, and they did what? Give me New King James. Says, what translation says, and they dwell there. Their intention is not to return. Their intention is to continue staying there. And that was the first error. Ilé làbòsí mi oko. Eternity is written in the heart of man. Whoever gave us that as principle on this side of the earth knows what he's saying. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bá ń rí àjò, á ṣe kí ni? Á padà sílé, torí ilé ni kí ni? Àbọ̀sími oko. So the best that can ever happen to anybody is to go, if the Lord is leading you, and with a mind of what? Returning. This is not God's pattern. And this is what is killing our people and destroying the family values. Verse 3. And Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left and her 2 sons. And then took them wives of the women of Moab. God actually warned them that they should not marry from. Took wives of the women of Moab. The name of the one is Upper, and the name of the other is Ruth. And they what? They what? Dwell there about 10 years. And Mahlon and Chilon died also, both of them. And the woman was left of her 2 sons and her husband. Then she arose with her daughters-in-law, that she might return from the country of Moab. For she had heard in the country of Moab how that the Lord had visited his people in giving them bread. Wherefore, she went forth out of the place where she was, and her 2 daughters-in-law which are, and they went on the way to return unto the land of Judah. And Naomi said unto her 2 daughters-in-law, Go, return each of you to your mother's house, and the Lord deal kindly with you, as you have dealt with me, as you have dealt with the dead, and with me. The Lord grant you that you may find rest, each of you, in the house of her husband. Then she kissed them, and they lifted up their voice and wept. And they said unto her, Surely we will return with thee unto thy people. And Naomi said, Turn again, my daughters. Why will you go with me? Are there yet any more sons in my womb, that they may be your what? Husbands. Watch number 12. Turn again, my daughters. Go your way, for I am too old to have a husband. If I should say I have hope, Naomi, you have hope. If I should say that I have hope, and I should say that I have an husband also tonight, and also bear sons, will you wait for them? And I'm coming to deal with that this morning. Will you tarry for them till they were grown? Will you say to them till they become mature enough to be husbands for you? Let me stop there. Number one, I've established to you that this incident happens in the days of the judges. And days of judges, the Bible said there was no king, and everybody did that which was right in his own eyes. The Bible said there's the same way that seemeth right unto a man. And it's a way of what? Talk to me this morning. It's a way of what? I mean, it seems right, if you look at the situation of this country, for anybody to jackpot. Because of the famine that is in the land. I traveled by yesterday from from my departure point to Abeokuta, because I came into public transport. It was complaining every moment throughout. The driver was complaining about how he bought fuel for 1,200. People were complaining how the prices have gone up. And nobody who will hear that will not say, is there still hope for anybody in this country? But before you go, let me ask you a question. Before you begin to think of going, let me ask you a question this morning. The Bible says, consider your hand from the beginning. You must know the end of a thing from the beginning. If this man ever considered, did he ever consider his hand from the beginning? Did he seek the face of the Lord? This journey that I'm on to, what will be the end? Ìgbẹ̀yìn mọ́ró, ìtúbà Jésù lọ, ọba mímọ́ olóore, jẹ́ kí gbẹ̀yìn mi dára, jẹ́ kí gbẹ̀yìn mi dára, ó jẹ́ kí gbẹ̀yìn mi dára. Gbẹ̀yìn mọ́ró, it is the end that you must consider. If this man ever knew that this is going to be the end of his life on this trip, will he go? Will he go? Question, did he pray? Just wasted his own life, wasted the life of his children and everything? And I'm thinking, kí ni Moab fi san? We're not even told that he built a house there. There are no house in Moab. There are no house in Israel. What a loss. Do you know the meaning of Elimelech? My God is king. That's the meaning of his name. You can search it out, Google it as I'm talking to you. My God is king. Do you know my God is king? That should be a man that trusts absolutely in God. Is that not so? If God truly is his king, so why is his trust on this God that is his king? My God is king, married to Naomi. You know what Naomi means? Pleasant, sweet. Somebody with sweet compassion. We're in a generation there's so much lawlessness. A lot of people just do whatever they like. That was responsible for all of what are happening. I mean, what is happening and what is going on now. Lawless, even in the body of Christ. Lawlessness of the highest order. You make decision on your cerebral knowledge, thinking that this is. Bible said, there is a way that seemeth right. It will seem as if you are doing the right thing, but it's disaster at the end of the day. What pushed these guys on this trip? Pressure, economic pressure, as we have it now. But there was famine. And there are other more salient pressure. Can I show you? Beyond the famine, that has also pushed many out. My God is king, married, pleasantness and sweetness. And they gave birth to Mahlon. and chillon. Do you know what malon means? Sickly, sickness. That's the meaning of malon. You check it out. That's what it means. And you know the medical situation of our country. Every little tiny sickness that hits any member of the family, where are we thinking of? Abroad. And these things are real pressure. But I'm also telling you that it will not allow anybody to seek the face of God when we give into such pressure. I've been guilty of one, two. My daughter was sick. That was why we went to South Africa. At the end of the day, she died there. I don't want to learn anything in a hard way. Not anymore. You depart from the presence of the Lord, go seek help where there is no help, because of pressure. You know the meaning of children? That which is wasting away. But they're on serious pressure. A senator died recently. Had two private jets. Traveled abroad to go seek medical attention. All his money and all the technology, he still died there. I think we need to sit down and rethink. We're going to trust this God, let's trust Him fully. Are you following me? And of all places to go, it was the land of Moab that they chose to go. Huh? Do you know the origin of Moab? Moab was the son of Lot, given to him by one of the daughters. When Lot came out of Sodom and Gomorrah, even as I mentioned that, something popped up. Will I tell you? Lot came out from Sodom and Gomorrah, all right, with his two daughters. Remember how Abraham interceded that if peradventure God will find 10 righteous souls in Sodom and Gomorrah, that He will not destroy it, and they agree. But God didn't find 10. They had to drag Lot, his wife and children, out of the city because God was about to destroy it. While the angels were in Lot's house the night before the destruction, the inhabitants of the city came knocking that they wanted to have sexual perversion with men. That's the origin of homosexualism. And Lot, a righteous man, in his thinking, do you know what Lot said? He said, no, 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 no. Let me give you my daughters. And the daughters were there hearing that. Huh? Because you'll be wondering, where did those girls get the idea of sleeping with their father, getting their father drunk to sleep with him? And they did that one after the other. From Sodom. Even their father didn't say anything wrong in them being violated. And of all places, that's where Elimelech chose to go and dwell. What's attracting our people to all these nations? Hmm? Somebody left recently. I tell you the circumstances of how he left. There was nothing we didn't say to him. When Baba mo ti make up mind me. Ilé lọ tìta jókòó dédì. I told him that. The woman followed there has brought in another man to the house. At once in one. Eh? Wọ́n ní ajá tó bá máa sọnù kì í gbọ́ kì í gbọ́ kì í gbà elétí àpáàdì kì í gbọ́ o àrùn kòkòkò mọ́. Ìyàwó tó fi sílẹ̀ sílé wọ́n ń ṣàfẹ́rí ẹ̀ báyìí o. So that one, sit down, you come back here, I beg you. Except the Lord didn't call me. The begging has started. Kò ìpọ́dún méjì. I wish this guy prayed. I wish this guy considered the hand before he takes that journey. Ladies and gentlemen, in my humble submission, this is my take. We all have a responsibility, my friend, to make this nation better, to make this nation, to change this nation, and make this nation great. That's why you were not born in Ghana. Are you listening to me? Your destiny has a connection with this nation to make it better. Are you listening to me this morning? A lè lọ máa fárí olórí káwò dìgbé tiwa. Wọ́n ní ọmọ ẹni ò ń ṣèdí bẹ̀bẹ̀rẹ̀ á fi lẹ̀kẹ̀ sọmọ sídi ọmọ ẹlòmíì. No, we don't do that. We don't. And you see, there's a generation out there that is also grossly irresponsible, who don't want to take responsibility for the change that this nation desires. And they are the ones that are most being pulled by this nation. And the child is known by his doing. Ọmọ tẹ́ bá rí tí ó tọ́jú bàbá, why is still young, tí ó bìkítà, tí ó gbọ́ ìmọ̀ràn àti advice lọ́wọ́ ìyá àti bàbá, why is still here? Tó bá dé òkè òkun, ìka kan ò lè wọ nídìí o. Don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say I didn't tell you. It's not when you get there that you not change. That's why I counsel with parents. Ẹ jẹun ọmọ òun lórúkọ Jésù. But ẹ ní dúró dọ́gbọ́n kẹ́ tó jẹun lórúkọ Jésù. We'll straighten many things out in this generation. God helping us. In conclusion, this morning, enjoy the rest, go study yourself. Naomi said in verse 12, I have no hope. There's no hope. No, there's hope for you, Naomi. Give it to me again. Turn again. Oh, by the way, I didn't tell you the meaning of the names of, what's her name now? The two ladies, what are they called? Ruth and Upper. Do you know the meaning of Upper? Let me start with that one. Back neck. It means turn your neck to the back. At the end of the day, kí ló ṣe? Ó padà. Orúkọ rò ó. Do you know the meaning of the name Ruth? Eh? Friendliness. The friend that stick. Better. Friendliness. Check it and tell me and confirm. That it didn't drop, I studied. I looked for it. You to look. Don't be a lazy Christian. My folks have been complaining, but daddy, your eyes are red and no, I me muti. Ojú ọlọ́tí máa ń pọ̀ ni mo mi ò wúkú mu tí mi ò rànjú mọ́ dọ̀tí. N tí mo rànjú mọ́ tí mò ń study nìyẹn. What did you find out to be? Huh? Have you checked it? Have you checked it? So go ahead. What did you? Am I lying? No. Okay. Look for it. You find it to be so. Friend, what? Sweet companions. Eh? Come. Thank you. Offer and call. Turn neck. Oh, you padà. First opportunity to go back like this. He went back. Turn again. When you need turn again, orúkọ ẹ̀ anointing yẹn fún wa. My daughter, go your way. For I am too whole to have an husband. If I should say I have hope, and that's what I started with. Naomi, you have what? Say, Naomi, you have hope. Tell your neighbor, there's a hope in your future. And there's a future in your hope. Come on, tell somebody, say, there's a hope in your future. And there's a future in your hope. I know the thought that I think towards you, thought of good, not of evil, to give you a what? A future and a hope. Stand to your feet.